We are good to go. Keep in mind, yours is this one. Mine is this one right here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am here with Noah. Everyone start clapping for Noah. It's Noah. How you been, Noah? Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, dude. It's been too long. We missed our Halloween episode.
Man, dude, Florida was wild. It was fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of time in Florida, but it just sucked, dude, because I missed out on a lot. You know, I had all these plans. I had all these plans to do this. I had all these plans to do that, and then I just couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was over there. I had to stay over there. You know what I mean? Couldn't bring my equipment out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, we had these ideas of ghost stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
The podcast before this one. I probably won't highlight that one, but I will highlight this one. I had a guy named Roper. I was telling him a story about my old roommate, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But I just want to thank our sponsors. Is something I still would say. I still don't have sponsors. No,
Still not a sponsor yet?
I just started, bro. Oh, well, I haven't done this enough yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, man, maybe the building will sponsor you.
I'll be like, hey, can y'all sponsor me for renting
Yeah.
something? I don't know, man. Have you talked to anybody that we still know? Like the guys out there where we used to work?
Oh, man, I haven't talked to nobody. I mean, I talked to Fifi a little bit the other day.
Fifi. What does he say?
Man, he got a new job.
Really?
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got a new job.
He's watching this. Are you crazy? Are you serious? He really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Seems like he's doing pretty good, man. Making it to a place he wants to be.
That's good, man. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Man, that dude. I'll never forget that trans pop out of nowhere. It's a woman, and then she.
Oh,
just pulls
yeah,
out
the
a
surprise tranny
and
videos.
and I'm just like, bro, I'll never forget that.
Those are too funny, man.
Those are gross.
They're funny, though. Like, you get a guy, and you show him, and he's like, man, she's bad, they're like super down bad for her, and then a big old dick pops out.
Oh man, but no, it's all good though, man. That's good. I mean, I didn't know that. I just lost touch with all of them except Julian. I only talked to him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's living in his whole house. He has a new job out there too.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, so he's doing good. I'm
Right on,
happy
man.
for
That's
him.
good.
He listens too. He knows since you're here. He's like,
Oh, for sure,
my
dude.
son.
I give him a shout out then for sure.
I hear that, Julian. Shout out. Oh, Noah. Did you want to talk your conspiracy theories now, or did you want to talk about your ghost stories? Because we can do both.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the ghost stories, man.
Dude, let me tell you this. So, like I was telling Roper at the time, right? I was telling Roper, and I was telling him this story of what happened. What had happened was, I have a roommate. Oh, well, at the time I had a roommate. This was 2 years ago, 2020, I believe. And we were living together, dude. We're living together. I mean, he stayed in his room. I stayed in my room, right? Even when he's not there, he would always tell me he would hear things. He would tell me that people would like touch, like he could feel something in the middle of the night. And I'm like, that's odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, but me personally, I've never experienced any of that until when I lived with him. Now, he had told me that he was I wouldn't say messing with spirits, but he was doing something there before I moved in with him. Because we were best friends for many years. But he was telling me something about like, not like Ouija board stuff, but like stuff. I don't remember what.
Like
but
rituals.
like he would be like interacting with something with spirits. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember him telling me that, and I remember I'd be asleep. Or no. When I work nights, when I'm on the night shift, because we rotate days to nights.
Yeah.
What happens is people, just kind of treat the days normal when they're on the night shift. When I'm on nights, I just keep that sleeping cycle, and I stay up all night. Is what I do.
Yeah.
So I stay up all night, and I don't hear nothing. And then he was all like, what he told me, he's all like I'd go in the living room, go get some water, then go to the kitchen, and then he would come out and open the door. It was like 1 in the morning, and then he would shut the door. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, do you not hear that? And I was like, hear what? I don't know, I hear something, and it sounds like it's from outside or something. And I was like, bro, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not seeing anything. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, I'm in the living room here.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, I'm hearing something. And then he leaves. And I'm just like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm here, but I don't hear, no see, no nothing. And then it wasn't until one night. So again, like, in order to get to to turn on the light in the living room, you have to walk in the dark, turn on the light switch to turn on the living room light, and then turn on the kitchen light. And that's how it worked.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I'm walking, I opened my door. As soon as I like kind of turn just to kind of walk towards the living room at night, dude, I see a little girl with like long hair, dude, little girl with long hair, just kind
Oh,
of staring. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? No, no way. I go back, I get my like flashlight, and I just look, and it was gone. It was gone, and I was like, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying?
oh
And
man.
so I know there were a couple of nights where I'm asleep, dude, and I was all like, I was just asleep. I'm asleep, dude, and then like I could just feel like something's watching me,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was like, what in the world, man? I've never experienced this, dude. I'm all paranoid. I look. Obviously, there's nothing there except
Yeah.
black. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of the shadow, but I don't know, man. And then when he got a job in like south of Texas,
Oh.
like down there, and then all that paranormal stuff just stopped. It straight up
Oh,
just
went with
stopped.
him. Oh
And I was
man.
like, what in the world is going on? He had told me a long time ago he used to live in a house where there was actual paranormal, where like the doors would fly open, and he would tell me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what in the world is, like, he would tell me all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he would have guests over. The door, like the living room door, would fly open, just open, like, you know how it just unlock and then open by
Yeah.
itself. And then the guest would be like, "Are you not gonna? What was that?" And then the guys were like, "Oh, we just get used to it." You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
just get used to it. Oh, and then he told me this one story, and then he told me that he was drinking, he was all drunk. He went into like he was doing this, right, and then he laid on the bed, and then he like looked up, and then when I he just laying on his stomach, then he like looks up on the corner, and he sees a woman there. He says he sees a woman there in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And then like I guess you could see like the shadow. You know what I mean? Just like a shadow of a woman.
Yeah.
And he's all like, "Don't mess with me, don't mess with me," and then he just passes out. And I was like, "Dog, oh
Right quick
man."
before passing out.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I don't know how he. I guess they like kind of got like lived with it, but I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I ain't. I was like,
Some people do that, man. Some people do live with it.
yeah, they just kind of. Yeah, I'm like, man, I can never. I've
No, I
never
don't think
ever
so.
since with him though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that? Have you ever had any kind of paranormal like that before at all?
Yeah. I've had we were gonna have a Halloween party like 3 or 4 years ago, but we always do it at this other guy's house.
Mhm.
And well, it was at his mom's house,
Okay.
but she didn't want us to do it because she said that there was like stuff going on in the house, and she didn't want any of the decorations or any Halloween stuff.
Oh no.
Well, she left for like a weekend though,
Uh-huh.
like towards the end of October. So she left for a weekend, so we had the party, and that dude gets like crazy with the decorations. You know, it's like
Okay.
gruesome decorations and blood everywhere, stuff like that. Well, then everybody, I didn't really drink that much. I only had like 1 or 2 beers
Yeah.
the whole night. And so it's getting towards the end. It's already like 2 in the morning. We're on a couch, me, my wife, and some other people, and like they're kind of passing out, you know, in and out, browning out. And I'm just sitting there, and there's a beer pong table in front of me.
Yeah.
And then, well, there's cups, you know, and there's some random cups. Well, I'm just chilling right. I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling. And then I look up, like something just made me look up.
Yeah.
And one of the cups was sliding
No.
across the table, like just sliding. And nobody else was awake to see this. And I'm trying to wake everybody up. And I'm like, just fucking check this out. Like, there's no chance, dude. Like, your mom was right. She's fucked. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm leaving. And nobody ever saw it, man. Nobody saw it but me. And it was fucked up, dude. It was fucked up to see it. Like,
Oh no.
it was like, you know, like in Paranormal Activity in the very beginnings, you know, when like random stuff is moving off the table.
Yeah.
It was just like that, dude.
Oh,
Ah, that was
dude.
fucked
Those
up.
are scary, man. Let me tell you this other one. Now, apparently here in Amarillo, east side of Amarillo, apparently years ago, there used to be a lake out there, and they said that they said that a little girl drowned out there. I don't know if you've heard stories like that many times, but a little girl had drowned out there.
Yeah.
And I was all like, I remember working there. So at the time, it was a grocery store out there, and I used to be an overnight stalker. This was 2000, like it was 2014. I remember, and I'd work out there at night, and then just stalking the groceries and stuff like that, right? And we had our own aisle, and you can tell when someone's watching you. And it was always the team lead. He was always watching me, just be like, just making sure I'm, picking up the pace.
Yeah.
And I could always see him in the corner of my eye. And now I remember one day I'm over here like just stalking and stalking and stalking, and then I'm like, he's watching me. I looked to my left and I was like, oh, no one's watching me. I was like, oh. So then, I mean, I just played it off. And then
Yeah.
they told me that story, like some little girl had died out here, not just a couple yards outside from here. Before there was a lake out here, and I was like, really? Yeah, she drowned. And then they told me the story, like, yeah, so she watches you, ooh, like all joking.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, okay. And then another time, I'm like, just kind of shocking. I was like, oh, he's watching me again. And I look, he's not. No one's watching me. And then I go to the next aisle, and I'm like, hey, are you watching me, bro? Are you watching me? He's like, no, I've been here the whole time. I was like, okay,
Yeah, that's an
that's
ugly
weird.
feeling, man.
Now and then finally, I see someone. I know someone was in the corner of my eye, dude. Now again, it was like it was just someone with long hair, and I'm like, no. I look, nothing. This been on for weeks until I quit, but I was
Yeah.
like, something wild. Ah,
Yeah, that's rough, man.
that's scary though, man. Cause like people be seeing worse stuff, and I'm like, no. Tell me that thing about the locker, cause Julian says it's not true. The locker in your high school back then.
Oh, damn, I forgot all about that one, man.
Did he? He's all like, "Told no one that didn't exist." I was like, "Really?"
No, it exists for sure, dude. I've seen it, but there's there's in the high school there's a bunch of lockers, but next to the gym, and it's next to the gym by like down some hallway. I don't know. It's like just a random hallway, but you can tell it's like it's like original. It has like that old like teal colored tile down there. Like you can tell it's an old hallway.
Yeah.
Man, I think the rumor is that it was some kids, and I don't know if they said he killed himself or he died, but either way, it was his locker, and it's the only locker in the high school that's welded shut.
Yeah.
Because no matter what they did, it would just open and slam all the time by itself. It would just slam and slam and slam. So they welded it shut. Yeah.
I'm good.
There's that one. That one's I forgot about. That's a good one, dude. In the high school, in Hereford High School, yeah, and it's still welded.
Where's it at? I've never been there.
It's
Is it like what, walking towards the gym or something?
yeah, it's right next to the gym in the high school.
Yeah.
So like, if anybody, in the gym in an old hallway in the back parking lot, right next to the back parking lot, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And it's wild, dude. Because I mean, why? What else? What other reason is there? You know?
Yeah. Now here's one similar to high school when I was growing up. I don't know if did I ever talk? Doubt I talked about this one, but I remember, dude. I remember when the gym, the high school gym, right? There's a weight room, and then there's the bleachers upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So like, if someone's running up the bleachers, you can hear it downstairs as you're lifting. You can hear, oh, someone's running up there and all that stuff, right? And you can hear the basketball, people playing basketball while you're in the gym, you know what I'm saying, exercise and all that stuff. What's scary was that when no one's there, you can hear people jumping, like you can just hear the bleachers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, what in the world? And, I would like kind of go out because like, the lights are off, but you know how the sun will have a reflection. So it's not dark, but you look and you're like, no one's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody's here. And I'm over here like, what's going on? So I would go and just lift, but you can always hear something. But the scary part, bro, at night, because people will go to the gym at night sometimes, y'all. They'll go and then sun's down. So the gym is dark. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
It is dark. And so you'll hear basketball, dude. You'll hear someone, you just playing with the basketball. And I'm like, no, like you see nothing but black. Just dark, bro.
Yeah.
People you just hear the basketball. I'm like, no, I don't know. That's why no one ever. We just stay in the gym, but you can hear bleachers. You can hear someone running up and down. You can hear the basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's something I need to tell my nephew about at night, though.
Yeah,
it's real creepy at night, man.
So here's like an interesting kind of little bit of information for you about that. So that gym, that stuff may happen in the gym, right? But it may not be haunted. It might be an echo of energy. So like. Maybe like the one day the kid was playing basketball, maybe it was like a super emotional day, like something really good happened or something really bad happened. And so now it's just an echo of that energy,
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Did we talk about this? I don't remember.
No, we didn't really get into this kind of stuff. We kind of stayed on, I think, conspiracy and maybe aliens. Maybe aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, but I just remember that, and that's just like at night. People didn't like going at night. I mean, people didn't like going. They didn't like going alone. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
stuff like that's scary. Another one. Now this is in El Paso. Now I didn't go inside the school, but my buddy would take me to up to like a mountain,
Hmm.
and then we would be far away from a school. Now this was scary though, man, because like they would tell me like there's a level like a second floor or something like that. It's too haunted that they had to close it off.
Oh shit.
And so what had happened was I remember just being there. You know what I'm saying? I'm now keep in mind I'm far away from the school. It's just me, my buddy. We're just on like the mountain, just watching, just kind of just seeing like, oh, look at the view. Because El Paso's at night, it's really nice. You know how the lights are. You're on the mountain. You know how the city lights just everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It looks real nice. You know what I'm saying? So we're just there chilling, just looking. Like, this looks nice. Blah blah. Yeah, that's cool, man. Oh, that's the high school. And we're just like, oh, cool. I'm just watching the high school. Oh, that's pretty nice. And then next thing you know, you see like a flashlight, just no, not a flashlight, just a light, just
Mhm.
click. And I was like,
Ooh.
oh, that was interesting, bro. Just know I saw a light on that top floor y'all were talking about. No way. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, yeah, that no, oh no, 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 no. You want to hear another one?
Yeah, man.
I don't know if this one's very haunted, but like, dude, this one was creepy. Nobody knows about this. If you grew up with me, if you went to high school with me, if you grew up in the small town with me, let me tell you this one, because no one ever knows about this one. I used to run. I used to jog all the time, dude. I gotta show you photos of that. I used to just runner's high, jogging all the
Yeah,
time.
man. Damn.
I like to run in private. Like at nighttime, I would like
Mhm.
to run, right? So we have a train tracks. We have a train tracks, right? We have train tracks,
Mhm.
and so there's like a rail. There's like a road. You know what I'm saying that people drive on.
Mhm.
I would run on that right beside the trains. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So it wasn't. It was pretty distance. I mean, it was. I don't know if it was illegal or anything, but I still did. No one told me to stop, so I did.
Probably not.
So we
Probably
had
not.
we had an overpass that road would kind of go under. So what I would
Mhm.
do is I would just go back and forth like this. Just I don't know, a mile, 2 miles around there.
Mhm.
It was fun. I liked it. It was cool. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing though. Every time I saw an animal, the following week that same animal was always dead under the
Ooh.
overpass. That made no sense to me. So for example, I saw a dog one time.
Mhm.
It was like a lab dog. It was just there behind a fence, and I'm like, oh, okay. And keep in mind, it's like that fence is like an open fence. You know what I'm saying? Like a crop.
Yeah.
It was like someone's. It's hard to explain. Basically, it was like in the open. You know
Like
what I
a
mean?
barbed wire fence.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
That just like that. You know where they keep the cows and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a dog like that, like just behind it.
Okay.
And then the dog looked at me and started barking. And I was like, oh, okay, just kept running. You know what I'm saying? And then the following week or a couple of days later, that dog was dead. You know, that same dog was on the little road dead. And I was like, under the overpass. And I was like, okay, that's, just maybe he just died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then same thing, the following week, there was a goat. There was a little goat. You know what I'm saying? Just a little baby goat there.
Yeah.
Not in the overpass, behind the little barbed wire somewhere. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, there's a little goat there, whatever. I'm jogging, and then you know what I'm saying, just mind my own business. Again, a couple of days later, that same goat was dead under the actual underpass. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, what is going on here? And so the other one was what was the other one? I think it was a skunk, I believe. It was a skunk. No, obviously I stopped running that time. I was all right. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna run again. I go back. That skunk was in the same place where the dog was dead, the goat was dead. So now there's a dead skunk right there, and I was like, dude, something's
Creepy,
going.
man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, okay, so something or someone is killing something under that overpass, and I'm assuming it's around the nighttime. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
doing sacrifices or something. But I know every time I went under there was always a dead animal. Always. You know what I'm saying? It was like for dog coat, and then there was a skunk. I think there was a cat, if I'm mistaken. A rabbit. There was a rabbit down there. A coyote, and that's it. That's all I remember. There was more, but I was like 19 around that time.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
Dude.
dude, that's creepy, dude. Cause like there was animals, and then ever since then, I stopped running under the overpass.
Yeah.
So I just started running around the school just after that, and then I moved out. I moved to here in Amarillo. But yeah, dude, yeah, that was scary, dude. Cause like, and I'm pretty sure, I don't, unless it's still going on, I think they closed that road. I
Yeah.
don't really know. I don't know if you can still go at the underpass, but yeah,
Mhm.
dude, there was always an animal that dead. I don't know how, but it was always a dead animal under there.
And
That
so,
was-
dude, you would be like, I think you'd probably be blown away if you found out all the kind of like like all the mythology that goes around bridges and just archways.
Don't tell me that.
I think you'd be just blown away if you learn some more about that, dude.
What is that? What is that?
So like anything like that, and then you're thinking like they could be doing people or something could be doing like sacrifices there. It could be like a portal.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a portal in between dimensions and stuff, and like conjuring demons or just evil, man. Anything like that, it's just like it just goes hand in hand. Too easy, man.
Oh man, I don't know. Hey, let me say this one though. This was another. This was a story, dude. Okay, this was 4 or 5 years ago. I was asleep, dude. I was asleep, and dreams. You know how dreams are, right? Just regular dreams, scary, non-scary, whatever. This dream, dude. I was awake, but I was asleep. You know what I'm saying? I was fully conscious, but I can see. I can see my town. I see freaking a demon or something. It was like a skeleton, bro. It was super tall. Had like a coat, like a long coat. It didn't have feet. It was floating like this. You know what I'm saying? So it had like, so it was like a skeleton. Picture a cow skeleton. Picture,
Oh,
you know
yeah?
what I'm saying? With the horns, and it's literally just floating on my street, just floating towards the overpass I was talking about. Just
No way.
slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was as if like I got up and I was peeking through the window so I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't. I was asleep. Or
Yeah.
I was or something like that. But to me it was looking for something or someone. But ever since then, I could not sleep in that room. Remember, that was scary to me.
That is scary.
I don't know what that would be. I don't know what you would consider that, but
It could be like sleep paralysis or false awakening.
I've never had that kind of nightmare before.
No. I actually had I had sleep paralysis for the first time like a week ago, last week.
Yeah.
I did. And I got a new job too at the hospital. I'm an EMT now.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah, but so I sleep at the hospital when I work.
Really?
And I had my first sleep paralysis
Really?
experience there, yeah. And
No.
it fucking sucked, dude.
No. What
It was
happened there?
really rough. Like I felt like I was talking. I wanted to talk to the other guy that like rooms with me, and I was like trying to call him and stuff. And I felt like we were talking, but I wasn't talking. And then I kept trying to like get up, like, but I couldn't get up.
Yeah.
And just as I'm starting to panic, like I'm kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to like calm myself down, but I just can't get up, man. And I'm like looking around the room, and it feels like I'm turning my head, but I'm just not. Like nothing's happening, dude. And I'm just starting to get like sucked into the bed, you know, like it's like pulling me in. That fucking sucked, man.
Oh no, man.
Sleep paralysis is something else.
That is something else, man. That's scary, dude. That's scary. And what happened? What's there was one scary one where I'm in my bed. I was like 18, 19. I'm in my bed. Someone on the brown coat's literally choking me. Like on top of me, choking me on my bed.
Yeah.
Straight up. I'm looking at him. He's choking me like that. I was scared as hell, dude. I looked to my right. Something's coming out. Something come from my hallway, dude. And I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? I was just scared. And then next thing you know, I woke up. I woke up in the same position.
That's sleep paralysis, man.
That's scary.
And that's pretty common too. People feel like there's somebody choking them. They feel like they see a demon.
You can't breathe.
Yeah, man. That's sleep paralysis. That's like textbook right there.
Yeah, it's scary, dude. And you're just like,
It's rough, yeah.
and you're just like, you're gonna die.
Yeah, it's rough.
And it's
It
rough.
sucks.
Yeah, dude. I know.
There was one time at White Energy on the night shift that I had that I got scared straight, for real.
What happened here?
I was making jokes. I won't even even till now I won't even mention it the actual name, but it's super common, super popular what do you call it? Mexican folklore.
Yeah.
About a woman and some
Oh,
kids. Yeah, so I was making jokes. I was making big jokes that night, and I was feeling, I don't know, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it. I thought I was stupid. I didn't care. Like I was making bad jokes, dude. Like I was saying stuff like really out of pocket.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was with Davey or not. I don't remember who I was with. I think it might have been Davey, but I went to the tank farm.
Yeah.
Like made all these jokes, went to the tank farm like an hour later, you know, and it's probably it's like midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you remember, there was lights like these lights out there. Big lights, real bright, you know, we lit up the whole tank farm. You could see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm out there, right? And I don't feel uneasy, but I kind of just like it just felt colder than even driving over there. You know, it just starts to feel a little colder. And then as I'm walking towards one of the tanks, one of the lights got covered like completely. And it was like it went in front, something went in front of it and then stopped and then kept going.
Yeah.
And I just took it as a warning and I never said shit about it ever since. I don't make jokes no more like that. I do not fuck around. And I legit think it was a warning
No,
because I was fucking around
it was something. I don't know. I would have been scared too.
because those are big lights, man.
Oh yeah, I remember. I do remember those. I never had anything paranormal out there though. I didn't when I was working out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never had anything crazy out there.
there was a guy. There was a couple people that died out there.
Really?
Mhm.
From what?
One dude died building it, helping build it. He got crushed by a tank that fell.
Mhm.
They were lifting it on a crane, I guess, and it fell on top of him.
Oh man.
Died, and then there was two. I don't think they were kids, but it was two dudes who got hit by a train right there at the crossing.
Mm.
And the train, after it hit them, it stopped at the water tower, the cooling towers. That's where it ended up stopping, and they were dead. And they were both dead inside.
Oh, nope.
And if you ever noticed, whenever you were leaving there was two little crosses right there by the railroad crossing.
I don't know. I probably haven't seen it.
I'll send you a picture if I can
Yeah.
get close.
Because you know, in the highways, you do see those.
Oh, you see them all the time.
You see
Yeah.
them. It's pretty sad. When I was going to Albuquerque, you see a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Just crosses, flowers. You know, just
Mhm.
every time I drive. So, I don't. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know none of that.
Oh yeah.
No, I remember this one, dude. So, have you ever been to a cemetery at night? You ever been there? Growing up, any time in your past life at all?
No,
Past
man.
life, any at all?
Mm-mm.
One time, my friends had talked me into going to the cemetery in my small town at night. And
Yeah.
we were like, all right. So it's me, two of my buddies, one beside me, the one behind me, or in the back seat. And then we're just, drive. And then all we did was stop because, like, they have gates. And at night, this was like 9, 10, 10, 11.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have gates, but they were open. So we are like, okay, we'll just drive in there. We drove in there. There's like an arc driveway where you
Yeah.
just kind of drive and then leave. And so what we did was we just drove and then we just stopped.
Mhm.
And then we just put it on park and we were just like chilling. And then, dude, for the first 5 minutes we were fine. And then out of nowhere, dude, we just started feeling this. We just we just started feeling pressure like that.
Yeah.
Just straight up just pressure like that. Just doing this, and we're just like, what is going on? Why do I feel like we feel like we feel like we're being caved in.
Yeah.
We're just like, that's how you feel. We're just like, dude, what is going on? And then my buddy felt the same way. He's all like, dude, like, what's going on? Like, I feel uncomfortable. And he started making those, oh, let's go. And then the buddy in the back, he's looking through the window and he sees apparently a blue orb doing this. He's seeing something doing that. He's like, what's going on? What do I see? What is that? And then my buddy, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I was like, just punched it. We booked, and I was like, I never wanted to do that again. They wanted to go the last week, the following week. They tried to do it again. Yeah, but we got pulled over.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So
Classic.
so he never went back. I don't. I know people have. I think people have actually went out there. I don't know. There's a bunch of. There is a website. Every single town, especially small towns, there is something. They have a list of what paranormal things have happened in that small town. So, for example, there was in my small town, there was a phone booth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There was a phone booth, and it would always ring in like 1, 2 in the morning. It would ring, and if you were around it, you can pick it up. And I don't know what would talk through it, but
Yeah.
they said that. And then another one was we have a small lake in our small town, and they had said that in the middle of the night when it's foggy only, you will see a head rolling. A headless head will start rolling and it will roll towards you, but you can only see that when it's dark and it's foggy. And then that's kind of, I don't know where that came from.
That's a fucking crazy rumor right there.
Something about someone's got head chopped off many years ago. I think a little girl, same thing, a little girl, and it would roll towards you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, small town. I don't say this to my nephew, but only at night when it's foggy, and then that's I would never know. I know, bro. People come up with some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, in our small town we have a park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there is a wheelchair. A rocking chair, and you could see it through the window. They say at night, or not at night. Well, yeah, at night. You know what I'm saying? It would rock on itself, or something like that. Which I don't know how true that is, but they would be like, "Bro, come here. That's the rocking chair they're talking about." And I was like, "Wow," and I don't know how true that is, but I stay away from all that. Every time they say a story or all that, I just stay away from all that. I don't know why.
It's a good idea, man.
What?
It's a good idea to stay away from that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was just like, oh man, I'm good. I'll stay over here and I'll have my Holy Bible. I'm good.
Yeah, right.
I know guys that want to go like haunted houses, but like the genuine abandoned houses.
Yeah.
At night, and I'm like, dude, every time I watch videos like TV series, Ghost Hunters, Taps, all that stuff, dude, I get scared. I don't watch those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the next thing you know, I hear something and I'm like, there's a ghost here.
Yeah.
There's a ghost here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't watch those, man. Those are scary. Dude. You don't. Do you watch those? You watch those, don't you? You got
I have to. My wife religiously watches Ghost Adventures. I've seen every episode twice, and some of that stuff. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are scary. Some of them aren't scary.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes ghosts are really just people that died. That's all it is. Yeah. Or sometimes it's evil. Sometimes it is demons. And people are getting oppressed and possessed. Like, it really does happen. It's not like how the movies show it, but it still happens.
It's a real thing. But
yeah.
They don't want to talk about that. They just be like, no, it's fake, which can be. But when you got evidence, it's kind of hard to.
And there's just too much evidence, man. And it's no, I'm not going to say you have to be super naive to not believe it. You might just not want to believe it. Mm-hmm. It might just be your personal preference not to believe, but that is a real thing, man. Ghosts, and there is an afterlife for sure.
Yeah, there's something out there. I was going to say, you've never messed with a Ouija board, have you?
I have, actually.
You have?
I have.
Bro, you got to tell me. What'd you do, and what have you seen?
Me and a friend made one. And
made one?
Well, all because she said that there was like something that was in her house. She said there was something in her house and she would see it. Yeah. But I was like a junior in high school. I thought she was full of shit. So, I mean, I told her, do it, go for it. And I'll do it with you. And we did. And it was weird, dude. Like, if you ever watch a Ouija board video, like a legit one.
Yeah.
And you hear the people say, like, I'm barely touching it. Dude, that is for real, dude. I mean, we even... Like, there's certain rules that go along with it. You have to follow those rules.
Oh, is there really?
Oh, yeah.
So like,
there's certain rules.
What's an example?
So, like, one of the biggest rules is, like, you're using it, and the whole part of it is you're opening a dimension for, like, not a ghost, but a spirit or something else to, like, be on the board with you talking. And so you can't let go. They call it I think it's called the planchette. Uh-huh. That's the piece in the middle that moves around. Yeah. You can't take your hands off of that without like closing it first. Uh-huh. Because if you do take your hands off of it without closing it, everything you're talking to, everything that is there with you can get out of there, can like leave that dimension into wherever you're at.
Yeah. So
that's like the biggest rule is you have to say goodbye and close it.
Really?
Yeah, or else you can really mess yourself up. That's like the main rule.
And then that's why whenever paranormal happens to those people, that's because they didn't obey the rules. Is that what's going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. Or they just don't know. They don't know, and they do stupid shit. You're not supposed to play by yourself.
Really?
Never. You're never supposed to do it by yourself.
I wonder.
And some people do. Like some people just go for it. Kind of like, sort of ironically, kind of making fun of it. Like they're not scared because they don't believe in it.
Yeah.
And stuff ends up happening, man. Like they'll get into a car wreck a week later. No. A close family member will like get really sick. They'll die.
Yeah.
Dramatically, suddenly. It's just not a good idea, man.
Have you ever seen those rituals, bro? They do not human sacrifice rituals, but like those rituals where you do this and then it'll happen. Have you ever seen those?
So there's safe ways to like do summonings.
No,
There are people that do
Yo,
summonings.
and then I've seen those, bro, on TikTok.
Yeah.
Those straight up like they get a book or something, and then they be like, all right, do this, and then they do it. Next thing you know, there's a closet, and there's a hand coming out, and then I'm just like, nah.
There's real like people that do it not with bad intentions. They do it because it's an actual like I'm not gonna say art, but it's an actual thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And there's people that do it for bad reasons.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to do curses and they're trying to summon demons, and they're trying to make deals with the devil and stuff like that. To make a deal with the devil, all you have to do supposedly is make a sacrifice.
No, that's how that works.
A blood sacrifice.
A blood sacrifice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why that's probably why they use like goats and stuff.
Well, yeah, but people use goats and stuff, but people that want to be like famous and rich and stuff like that, they use people.
Use people.
So like one of the big ones is like they say Cardi B sacrificed her cousin.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Like all these celebrities would sacrifice their legit loved ones and stuff.
That's a big one that they say
That's
Cardi B did that.
That's crazy. I've seen stuff like that, dude, and I'm just like, I've seen like stories about that, and I'm like, but I mean, again, you can say YouTube fake, it's not true. I'm just like, hey, I'm
It's
just,
up to you if you want to believe it, but I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about that Cardi B stuff, but
yeah, I usually just stay away from all that. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna my Bible, my Christian Minecraft server, Eric.
Christian Minecraft servers.
I'm just joking. Well, no, but yeah, dude, no, that's just scary, man. Like all that stuff, man. Like rituals and sacrifices, cause like, and then I think another thing that's scary to me is like they'll make video games of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, they'll make video games of it, and then they play it out perfect. So for example, there was one. I don't know how that one goes, but you get a doll. You get a doll, and then you do this. I don't know what you do. You do this again. You're playing hide and go seek with the doll, and so apparently what happens is you do whatever, right? You do whatever, either that teddy bear or a doll, whatever. You need salt and all kinds of, I don't know what. Like I said, you need all kinds of stuff. And what happens is that you play, and then you legit hide. You hide.
Yeah.
Apparently, supposedly, you'll see the doll running, or you'll see its spirit running, looking for you. If you get caught, then I guess you die or something. I don't know. Or if you run away, like, oh no, what have I done? It's alive. Leave the house. You're gonna die somehow. I don't know. And then what's supposed to happen is like at 2 a.m. or something like that. You burn the body. I'm not the body. The doll.
Yeah.
You burn it or you put salt. You do something to it, and then the game's over. He won. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking
Like that's
crazy.
crazy, yeah, dude. So they make games of that, and then you're legit hiding, and then you had a little, small person literally like running for you. Then the pop up, and then you get scared, and then start over, and all kinds of stuff, man. Another one I remember, the elevator game. I think it's called. You ever heard that one?
I've never heard of it, but what is it?
Basically, you go on an elevator, and you have to press certain buttons,
Okay.
certain specific buttons. And when you press them, it takes you to a floor. And then I think the first one was a lady's going to come in. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to say, hi, is there anything I can help you with? And you're supposed to ignore.
Yeah.
You're supposed to ignore that person. You're supposed to just continue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then that person's going to be behind you throughout the whole time. But again, it's supposed to be like a stranger, but it's technically something else. Or someone else that knows what's going on. And then once you look at it, you die or something. I don't know. But like if you continue to play, and then you get it right, when the elevator opens, you're in what's called the distortion world.
Okay.
The distortion world, and you can choose to go in there, but you can't leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what the distortion world would be considered, but when you go in, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
No, I've definitely heard of that. Yeah, man.
Okay,
I've heard of the elevator game. Yeah.
The elevator, yeah. And then so in order to finish, I can't remember, you press certain buttons again, ignore that person disappears or leaves or whatever, and then you're back to reality. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
See, that's talking about doing a ritual and making it to another dimension.
That's scary, man.
Have you ever heard of the mirror game?
No, I want to hear that one now.
The mirror game is pretty much like along the same lines, kind of, but I think it's a little lower stakes. And you have to have 3 mirrors.
3.
And you set them up in chairs, kind of like how we're here at the table.
Okay.
So instead, you would have a mirror there, and one in front of you.
Yeah.
And what you're supposed to do is look directly in front of you. You're supposed to just look directly like at yourself in the mirror for so long.
Mhm.
And what's supposed to happen is like after an hour of
Yeah.
just staring in the mirror,
Hour?
that the ones on the side of you are going to be you from a different dimension.
Really?
And you can talk and interact with them, but you can't look at them. But the thing is, it's scientific facts that if you stare into a mirror long enough, you will hallucinate
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
But it never mentions anything about other mirrors being next to you. And mirrors are notorious for like how do you call it, like supernatural activity.
Uh-huh.
So like, you know, they say someone dies in the home, you're supposed to cover all the mirrors
Yeah.
so their soul doesn't
that's
get
right.
stuck in the mirror.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, it could go either way, man. You know, it's kind of like you can believe what you want to believe, or
Yeah.
you can get stuck in facts.
No.
It's too easy to kind of just brush it off.
That's scary, dude. This was last week. I saw a post where if you look in the mirror for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you'll start seeing or whatever.
It says you're supposed to start seeing demons and monsters because
Mm-hmm.
your mind is doing something.
They believe in so for example, if you take mushrooms, you'll see the distortion world. You heard about that one?
So mushrooms are supposed to actually take like your consciousness to a different dimension.
Yeah.
And that's why people, you know, talk about their different trips and stuff, but it's actually supposed to take your consciousness somewhere else.
My buddy was telling me that Albuquerque, if you take it, you're gonna start seeing this, you start seeing that. But if you have a negative mindset, you know what I'm saying, you're mad or sad or something,
Yeah.
you'll start seeing things that you don't want to see ever
And have a
again.
bad trip.
And I'm like, no, a bad trip. I'm like, no. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it, but I don't want to try it if I'm gonna see that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know. I hear a lot of stuff. My cousin was even telling me that cats can actually see what we can't see. Is why they always stare at something.
Oh
that
yeah,
we
and
can't.
dogs too. Like
Dogs
kind of
too,
just, I guess, your household pets. Yeah,
Yeah,
will do that.
they can straight up just see what you can't see.
Mhm.
Like the cat will just like stare directly there, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And you look, there's nothing there, but
Mhm.
he doesn't see that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of wild though.
Oh yeah, that's really common. That happens all the time.
That's why their eyes turn like slit like that, like they look like vaginas. You know what I mean? That's the
fuck,
best.
Brian?
That's the best way I could put it. I don't know how you would call
What
it.
the fuck? Just a cat eye. Everybody knows what a fucking
Oh
cat
yeah,
eye.
okay. They just like cat eyes.
They
'Cause
look like vaginas.
because like they dilate. You know how? Okay, how does it go? They it's like a normal.
It is
pupil.
dilating, but it's just not like our eyes.
No, because like they have regular eye pupils, and then out of nowhere they dilate. They turn all black. You know what I'm saying? Their pupils just get all like just big, and
Yeah.
then there's some that they just turn like
Yeah.
like whatever I just said. I hope I don't get claimed for that. I apologize, but no, is that what? Yeah, cat eyes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that when they see that, when they look like that, because I remember my cat, dude, I'm asleep. My mom's house. I was working at White Energy at the time. I was asleep, days. So we work nights. We're working nights. I'm asleep. My cat's eyes are like normal, and then I'm over here asleep, and then the cat's just running, just running in the room, and I was like, and she's like, yeah, running around. I was like, look, I turned around, what are you doing? And the eyes were,
Mhm.
and then I was like, what are you doing? And I just fall asleep. And then it wasn't until years later when my cousin told me that. And I was like, oh, that's scary. Mom, we need to talk about that. No, I'm just joking.
Right? Freak her out.
No, but like, no, that's just something that rituals and stuff like that, games like that, bro, it's just scary. To me, it is. That's why I don't mess with that. They be like, let's go to haunted houses and stuff. I mean, outside, I'll stay outside. I'll stay
Yeah.
away from all that, but I ain't trying to see anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they catch them on film, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Then you see things, and it's just like, nah, I'm good. That's just, I don't know, man. I try, like I said, it's cool, like just kind of knowing about it, but it's scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to interact with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it touches you, and then I come to my apartment, and then now it's staring at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to mess with none of that. You know what I mean?
That's how you get it in your. That's how people get it in their house. They go do stuff like that, and they don't know the rules, and
Oh, that's
they come back and they bring stuff with them. It follows them.
Oh, that's how that works.
There's rules, yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Now Noah, let me see. I don't know if you know this, but let's say you disobey the rules and you're aware, you're like, oh, I didn't know. How can I fix that? Or do you know? Would
Yeah,
you?
you need like certain people like healers
Mm,
and people like that. I mean, you could use a priest, but I mean, you're gonna, especially here in like Amarillo or small towns, you're gonna have a fucking hard time
mm,
getting a priest to come to your house and try to help you out
mm.
and cleanse your house. You'll have to find like a healer, somebody that advertises themselves that will come to your
Oh,
house and
okay.
burn sage and you know bring bring eggs.
Oh, they do stuff like that. See, I didn't know that. I just thought you just pray it away.
No, I mean you can, but I
But they
mean
do a
if you
little.
bring if you actually bring something serious into your house, that's not gonna work. That's gonna stop it for like maybe a day
Mm-hmm,
or hours at a time, or it'll go to a different room and hide from everything you're doing in this room,
mm-hmm.
and then if you're not sleeping in the living room, like who sleep, nobody's obviously gonna sleep in. If you don't sleep in here, you're gonna go over there, and then it's just gonna be there. And then guess what? You're gonna take all your energy over there, and then it's just gonna come in here,
Really?
and you're not gonna be able to get it. You have to have like a healer,
I had a friend, again, Apostle. This was old. He said he had an old house. He even showed me the outside.
Mm.
He said back then, most of us kind of grew up a little poor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so did he. You know what I'm saying? He lived. We went like downtown where he used to live, and there's some small houses, like apartments, basically. We went through this alleyway,
Mm-hmm.
and then this alleyway is just a big old parking lot, and then just apartments. You know what I'm saying? Real small. But he's all like, that's where I used to live. And I was like, really? And then he told me stories. He told me stories about, oh, no, it wasn't that one. It was a house, and we did drive by it. No, we didn't. I wanted to, but he didn't want to. So, but he would tell me that there was this house, very, very haunted. I don't know what it was the deal with that, but what had happened was he would, the family, everybody would see things, but it was always a man that they saw, a man that they would always see. So, for example, they would see like somebody was doing something, and then they turn around, and then there's a man, eyes, everything, just staring right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like just straight up, just like eyes, just staring at you. This is just as if like I'm finna kiss you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like he said it was like a like a pale blue dude just staring like that. I don't know what happened after that. I think he blinked or something, but that guy was in shock. Whenever he saw that, he was in shock.
Yeah.
And I forgot what he said. Either he turned or he did this, but it disappeared after that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's scary, dude.
That
And
is
then
scary,
they
yeah.
said that like, cause I remember I'm like, hey, dude, let me drive by the house. He's like, cause it was his cousin's house.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just drive by. He's like, no, because you'll see it. Because people have said that like they have seen that man
Yeah.
like staring through the window or outside. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he said that one time I think his other cousins were driving, and that as they're driving, like that's the house, and then there's the man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just out there, just staring, and they're just like, you know what I'm saying? That's just no, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? So that's why this is scary, dude. I don't know. I'm good. No.
Yeah. It's pretty smart, man. It's pretty smart to kind of, want to. It's no, it's totally natural to want to steer clear of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just kind of wonder what happened. He never told me what caused that to happen, but I don't know what they'd be doing.
And I think that's also a big part of it. Like when you want to go look for that stuff, it's kind of like being hypnotized. They say you can only be hypnotized if you want to be,
Really?
if you believe in it.
Oh, okay.
They say if you don't believe in it, if you don't want to be hypnotized, like you're skeptical. They say
Yeah.
you won't. But if you want to go find spirits and demons,
Yeah.
and you want to go look for that stuff, I think you'll find it.
It's starting, Noah. It's starting.
I think somebody else is starting something else.
Just the viewers at home. There's someone upstairs just walking.
Sure, walking.
Oh no. What was I gonna say about that? Oh man, you don't watch those YouTube. I need to show you. I need to like. I'm gonna send you that YouTube link. I forgot what that person was named, but it was like the rules of all these ritual and demonic things. And it was always like salt. You need salt.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know what that is for. Oh, and then the games would end at 2
Yeah.
2 a.m. or 3 a.m. something like that. I just like I said, I watch them for educational purposes, not to
Yeah.
actually try them. But she'll always be like, this is a warning, blah blah. If this happens to you, you are been warned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need this, salt,
So
this.
salt is for protection for sure.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah, salt is for protection.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because like they bring it up, but I thought you spray. I thought you throw it on whatever's coming at you.
You make boundaries with it
Yeah.
that spirits and stuff like
Okay.
that can't cross.
Oh, okay, okay. And then that two is where what the gates close or something like that.
So that part's weird for me. I don't know. I mean, it's just weird because what to my knowledge, that at 3 a.m. is like the hour where there's the most activity, and it's
Okay.
because apparently at 3 in the morning, it's when our dimension and that kind of afterlife dimension, kind of spiritual plane, are the closest together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want to take? You want to try to take shrooms at 3 in the morning one day?
Take shooters?
What's that? I said shrooms.
Oh, shrooms at 3 in the morning. I thought you
what's-
said take shooters.
What's shooters?
You know, like the little bottles of whiskey and like vodka and
We
stuff.
can do that too.
Shooters and shrooms.
I didn't know they were called shooters.
Oh yeah, people call them shooters.
Oh my bad. Dude.
I mean, everybody calls it something different. You know, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Shots, whatever.
No, bro, man. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break, man. Let's thank our sponsors.
Right on.
We are back, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank our sponsor. Is something I still want to say one day when it happens. You know, offset. We were talking about books, Noah. You know, we were talking about, you know, books. I don't really. I mean, I do read books here and there. Usually self help. I was reading this one book called. I asked one of the girls. I was like, "Hey, what's a book that I can get into?"
Yeah.
And she told me this book called oh god, the Dragon Rider. What was it called? The Fourth Wing.
Okay.
The Fourth Wing. I was alright. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's always almost done with it. There was a part where basically it's this this dude. Okay, it's about like a fantasy world. It's similar like Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like like books similar to like the Maze Runner and uh, Insurgent, all like kind of like that kind of thing, right? But it was like dragon riding. Anyways, they're doing a sparring session or something like that, or a fight or something. And one of the girls, this girl had to fight this dude, like super tall, super big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All swole, and she had to fight him because her opponent, I forgot what happened to him, but the opponent couldn't make it or something. Anyway, she's fighting this dude. He's like, he's also like one of the main characters too. Anyways, they're going at it, right? And then the guy like pinned her down and stuff, and then he put like his arm on her and pinned her down, and then she's all like, "Am I getting turned on right now?" I was like, "What was what was this about?" And then it took me back because I remember I was on YouTube, dude, and they were talking about I forgot to put this on. They were talking about erotic novels.
Yeah.
And I've never didn't know they existed. I mean, I know 50 Shades of Grey is a thing,
Yeah.
but I remember one, I was just like, I'll download an audio version of one of them just because, yeah, I kind of got pretty intense. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what the one I was listening to, but it was like, this girl was like super, ready. So they would go to a restaurant. And then she's like rubbing his leg with the foot, you know what I'm saying? And they're sitting across like how we are, rubbing the leg and ordering appetizer. Would you like an appetizer? She's like looking at the server, not yet. And then she's over here, continue. And then she got a fork and she dropped it. Whoops. And then she goes under the desk and unzipped the pants. And then in a restaurant. And I'm like I'm over here listening to this like, I don't know how I feel. And then just going into detail, and then she gets up and just continues, girly, flirty things, and then whoops, I dropped it again.
Yeah.
And then goes under. Oh, it was just. I just stopped, and I was like, all right, I don't think I'm gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what it felt. I don't know how I felt about it. I couldn't tell you anything. Really.
I'll tell you this. I don't think it's like. I don't think you should feel wrong about it, being turned on by a book. But that's like nothing compared to this other book that I know of that you can buy in Barnes & Noble.
Oh, yeah?
And it's basically a book about, it's Peter Pan.
Okay.
It's basically a Peter Pan porn book.
Oh.
And it all, the girl, I guess one of the girls or something, takes place where she is like just having sex with Peter Pan and like all the Lost Boys, and like I'm talking like threesomes, I think even like orgies, like one-on-one stuff, and like the way the book tells the story is so graphic. It's like you're watching it.
She's floating, and I
No, you
can.
worse than that. Like
Oh,
worse. Like it's fucking full on. It's not even like 18 plus. It's like triple X, and it's a book you can buy in Barnes and Noble.
oh, good.
And there's like a series too. I
Oh,
think it's not just one book.
I saw that, or not saw what are we talking about, but
Yeah.
like there's series of porn
Hmm.
books, and I'm just like, okay, I didn't know these existed. I didn't think they were popular.
They're
Yeah,
extremely popular.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna just not look. You know what I'm saying?
They're really popular. And if you want like a good example of where to find them, you just look up on TikTok, Spicy Book Talk,
Yeah. Oh, spicy.
and that'll get you right there into the thick of it, man. And it's crazy.
Oh no. I'll pass.
And that's not a book I read. I've heard about it.
Yeah, he doesn't read. He doesn't read. He doesn't want to read because it's gonna. He's gonna. Oh shoot! I asked my cousin. About conspiracy theories,
Oh, right.
and I just wanted to be like, "Hey, real quick, what can I talk about?" He just gave me a list. Dude,
Oh,
you know
right.
much about Atlantis?
Atlantis?
Yes.
You know, man, I don't know any conspiracies about Atlantis.
So it apparently exists somehow, some way, somewhere.
Hmm.
I don't know how true it is, and I don't know specifics, but I know that they found certain archaeologist stuff somewhere,
Mhm.
and they're like, "This has to be Atlantis." I just don't remember where it was. I just apparently it existed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I just thought that's kind of odd. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know much about it. He just brought it up. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Do you know anything about giants though?
About giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about giants before.
Did we talk about
Hmm?
giants? That's
Yeah,
what
we
I
did.
thought. I was trying to remember that. I was like, where did we talk about giants? What did we say? There were like fallen angels making it with humans, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, that's all I remember. That's all I
Let's see.
brought up.
Let me think.
I guess we talked about that. I can't remember.
Think of a good one.
You can go on the topic of aliens.
Let's see.
There's a bunch out there, dude, that just throws me off. I just really haven't been paying attention to them because I've been kind of focused on work. But there's a lot that that I don't.
Trying to think of one that's like a little less serious, something a little more
Talk about
lighthearted,
Talk about food and how we're being mind controlled.
right? Well, there is a good one about what's his name?
Epstein.
No, not Epstein.
He was people hanging upside down or something. I don't know.
Dang it, man! What's his name? Who's the Microsoft guy?
Oh, I don't know. What is that?
Bill something. What's his name?
Oh, Bill Gates? No, Bill.
Yeah, I think it is Bill Gates.
Is it Bill Gates?
Hmm? About how he's buying all this like farmland and for that like all the major farmland that produces food
Yeah.
and specifically in fruits that he's trying to make them all seedless.
Yeah. Oh. Okay,
So
okay.
then you're buying all this fruit that's seedless so that you can't make your own food, and then eventually, once you can't make your own food and there's no seeds, that they control the food, or that he would control the food. A new world order would, and then what do you do after that?
be
They
controlled.
control you. That would be like end of the world, pretty much.
That'd be scary. That's why farmers are trying to fight that. So that makes sense. Why? Oh no, farm come by ours. It's naturally grown. That makes sense.
Hmm?
To me, it does. I was gonna say something, dude. So I ain't gonna lie. I remember flat earthers. So in the beginning, I thought it was dumb until they started showing certain proof. I'm not a flat earther. I just want to make that
I
clear.
almost lost all respect for you.
I know I'm not. No, it made me think though, cause like here's a photo of NASA's photo of the Earth, and it was our oval.
Hmm?
But here's a balloon photo, of someone else's, and it was just straight flat. And I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Go on. I want to hear.
Sure, be
And
open
then,
minded.
yeah, and then there was a ice wall. I didn't even think about that. I don't even know if that exists. But and they even have a map out saying
Yeah, there's a lot of maps.
there's a map where it's like, okay, this is Earth, but it like they're looking it from above. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because above Earth, it's Antarctic or what the North Pole, whatever. It's an ice,
Mhm.
and then it's the just the world.
they think the whole world is just, or our world is like encapsulated inside of this ice wall.
Yeah. So what threw me off was like it was like here, and then around it was our world, and then around that was the ice wall, and then around that was like
Many other worlds.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's the dinosaurs here,
Yeah.
all kinds of the dragons are here,
Yeah.
but that's beyond the ice wall, and I'm like,
So here's my thing about the ice wall. You can't go to certain parts in like wherever it is. I know because there's
you try.
the government, our government is
Yeah.
there, and they won't let you. You can't fly there. There's restricted airspace that's protected. There's no trespassing in certain areas because there's things there. If you go on Google Maps and you see certain things that are blurred out, you can see that in in wherever it's at. Where in the Antarctic or whatever.
Yeah.
There's certain places that are blurred out because it's a satellite image of looking down on it, and the government has Google or whatever them blur that out.
Really, I didn't think.
Yeah. So you look at certain places like, I think even like during like tricky times, like like with conflict,
Yeah,
they'll blur other things out too, and Google Maps. So enemies can't just get on Google Maps and hit satellite and then be looking at protected areas. It's blurred,
yeah,
and so I mean, I don't think they're protecting the ice wall in a different world.
yeah,
I think they're just protecting certain assets they have there. Secrets. Bases, things like that.
yeah.
And for what reason, I don't know. I don't trust the government. I don't.
I just,
I mean, I'm sure it's something that would benefit us probably.
I just do my thing with my Bible, and that's all I do.
But let me ask you this, Brian. Let me ask you. I'll ask you this. What advantage would it hold keeping that the Earth is flat a secret?
I have no idea.
What would the government have to benefit from it that us knowing it's flat or a sphere?
Nothing. Control.
What the fuck? I mean, control of what?
All of us. I don't know.
But I mean, like, what else would there be? So like, they've pretty much come out and say aliens are real.
Yeah.
Nobody cares because it's been so long and they finally just said it.
Yeah.
So nobody cares. So if they just said the Earth is flat, I mean, really, what would that change for our daily lives?
Nothing.
I mean, we wouldn't care if they said that either.
Yeah. Hey, we found something beyond the ice wall. Okay.
I mean, now that would be different if they said there was like an ice wall and there's other worlds out there. That would be way different.
Yeah, apparently, there's a lot. There's a city outside beyond that. If you go beyond this wall, there's a completely futuristic city that's technologies beyond ours, and I'm just like, I want to see it. But at the same time, you see all that, they say all that. I'm over here like, okay, just show me. And if you're not gonna show me, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, for
Yeah.
example, Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'd be like, look, oh, the dot, oh. I'm over here like, okay, dude, I don't care. Let me just see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. But you never do, and I'm just like, all right, well, okay, cool. So I kind of understand what you're saying now. So that makes sense. So yeah, you're right.
What do you feel about Bigfoot? You think that's
Bigfoot?
real?
Dude, that's another one, dude. So again, documentaries, you know what I'm saying, on TV, before the internet was all popping, we'd watch, Bigfoot, sightings of Bigfoot. What did they say? They said, okay, this can be all proven false. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easily proven. You can say he's wearing a costume and it's fake, you know what I'm saying? But then they said that they try to imitate the whole Bigfoot, but that its knees were bent and you can't walk with bent knees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they said. And so that's when they were like this, and so they try to recreate that. They try to like put on a suit
Mhm.
And you know how we stand tall, right, as humans?
Yep.
But Bigfoot, his knees would bend as walking, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
they try to recreate that and they just couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So they had everything, all the evidence saying, hey, look, this is fake, fake, this, or like basically it can be fake.
yeah.
This can be fake, but then look how it walks. It's bending its knees as it's walking.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they couldn't recreate that or anything. So that's kind of when it was like, is it true? So if you're going to ask me if it's real, not really. I mean, I just
Okay.
don't see it. I mean, I'm tired of just it's sightings and I'm
Okay,
just
so
like,
now check this out. Let me give you a different point of view. Since you're saying, like seeing, you're basically saying seeing is believing.
Mhm.
So think about a time, maybe I don't know how many years ago, but people, I think Americans, didn't used to think that pandas were real.
oh okay,
Pandas were a black and white bear that would eat bamboo or whatever. They didn't know that, but a black and white bear that walked around and whatever was basically like Bigfoot.
yeah,
They didn't believe it until I think it was Theodore Roosevelt's son went and killed one, went and found one, hunted it down, killed one, and brought it back
Mhm.
for proof. But back then, that was like the equivalent of Bigfoot. So what if all it took today was someone going out hunting one, killing one, and bringing it back for proof?
okay. So then I mean, there's the proof. If
Okay,
it
so
was,
here's why they say that can happen, because they say that the Bigfoot,
Mhm.
they say there's more than like, the people think maybe there's just one.
Mhm.
They say that it's a whole species and whatever. They say that they live in these like mountainous areas that the terrain is so difficult that people can't walk there.
Yeah.
People can't get there by foot. And it's so densely populated with trees and stuff, helicopters and planes can't look into it.
Mhm.
And they say that's where they live. And so think about it. If that was true and one wandered too far or out in the open one day and somebody caught a glimpse, I mean, what if they just went back?
Yeah.
Would that change your mind?
Probably, yeah. Apparently, those things can actually disappear or hide in like magical creature. They can just hide in a tree or go underground. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, I couldn't really give you an answer, but like I don't know, I just kind of want to see one. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I just want to be like, hey, there it is.
So
It's
let me ask you
true.
this too then. If you saw one, if you saw proof, like let's say someone has one, they have the head or whatever, the whole body,
Mhm.
and they show it, would you care after 10 minutes?
Probably. I
You would
probably
still
would.
care after 10
Yeah,
minutes?
yeah. I'd be like, oh, it does exist. Noah was right.
How about 10 days?
10 days. I don't. What do you mean by that though?
After 10 days, would you still care?
No.
No?
No. Like, oh, it exists, and then 10
And
days
then
later, oh, okay, I'm good now.
you're back to,
Reality. You know,
yeah.
normal. Like, yeah. What you're saying, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because you get all riled up, you're all hyped up, and then all right, we're good.
This whole time. So what if the government, like, that's something to think about. The government came out and said, JFK was a conspiracy and the government had him killed.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, that would be huge, like breaking news.
Mhm.
But I still think after like 2 or 3 days, I probably wouldn't even care anymore.
That's right. You're right. But why was Kennedy? What was the theory again? Why did they kill him again? What was the theory?
No,
about
it
him?
said because he wanted to. He was very anti-war
Okay.
and didn't want a war in Vietnam, and
Oh,
also he wanted to disband the CIA.
okay.
And that's on record too, saying that he wanted to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces.
Mhm.
And then, well, they were pitching him ideas for fake domestic, or not even domestic, but fake terrorist attacks on Americans in order to, like start a war with somebody else.
Mhm.
So they say, you know, these people came over and flew planes into towers and killed 3,000 Americans.
Mhm.
Now we got to go over there, and it's going to be a war,
And he tried to.
and they're starting a war with them.
Mhm.
But let's say those people actually didn't do that,
Mhm.
but they pitched that idea to him and he didn't like it.
Mhm.
And they pitched lots of ideas like that to him.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't like it. And then he was assassinated.
Okay, that makes sense. But they're doing that because we need more oil. We
If
need,
anything, yeah, they want to be,
we wanted their resources, basically.
yeah, they want to be involved in different regions like that where they have no business being involved.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That makes sense. I didn't know about that though, to be honest. I mean, I've heard about it. I heard about that whole assassination thing. I just didn't know much about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's who is it again? Kennedy. Good. Who'd you just talk about right now?
Yeah, John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Okay. Now I know. I was just kind of curious. I remember hearing about that. I just forgot it or I didn't know much about it.
Oh,
So
okay.
now I know. Okay.
No, right.
The You don't know anything about the Amazon, do you?
About the Amazon?
Mm-hmm. Because I know. I
Um,
don't know. I thought.
I remember when it caught on fire and nobody cared. I remember that.
I remember that too. Oh, and then no, what do you say? The lost city in the Amazon. I don't know anything about that. I have to look that up.
The Lost City in the Amazon.
Yeah, unless we have to.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Like an explorer went into the Amazon and remembers and recalled, documented seeing these cities and buildings, like and all these structures, and like a fruitful city
Really?
on like just off the river and stuff. Like on each side of the river, there was this crazy big city, like super advanced civilization. Not like advanced like us, but like it was not what you would picture in the Amazon.
Really?
And then think what they said was when whoever that explorer was went there and brought new like sickness and disease that the people's immune system
Oh, can
hadn't
handle.
like adapted to,
Yeah.
and which is super common back in those times like that. You hear that all the time. Went there, they all got sick, they all died, and then the city got overgrown. And so when other explorers went back to see his like what he documented and recorded,
Yeah.
they didn't find anything.
So they try to go back to that city. Is
Yeah,
that
they
what-
try to go back and find like
Wow.
a city in
And
the
it was never
Amazon.
That's crazy.
I remember that. Yeah, that's
I didn't know
kind
anything
of
about
unlocked that
that
in my
one.
mind. Yeah,
No, man, I didn't know that one. I need to look up that. I need
yeah,
to look
that'd
it
be a good
up.
one. I need to get back into that one too.
Oh, I did not know about that. That's crazy.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Good job, Eric. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's
Eric.
really big on conspiracy theories, and he wants to do one when he gets on here
Yeah.
because he knows a lot, dude. He
Oh,
knows
nice.
a lot, and I'm just like, bro, come over here. But he lives in Dallas, so I'll have
Oh,
to go to
okay.
him, or he can come to me. But yeah, dude, it's just like, when it talks about conspiracy, like people seeing things, sometimes I wonder if they have a trip. You know what I'm saying? So I remember believing that people would have trip. You know how you take shrooms and then you start having a trip, right? I remember they talking about like theories saying that like people would eat certain meals or fruits or whatever that contain the stuff that mushrooms have.
Mhm.
What would that? Do you know what that's called? I don't know what that would be called.
I
Whatever.
don't know
Whatever causes you to start seeing things.
Mhm.
I don't know what you would call that. If you can help me out in the comments, but they would eat. They would eat that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then they would start seeing things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Without the mushroom, we're talking about just regular food that was like poison or something, but that like made you see things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now that kind of makes me think sometimes, like whenever people will say they saw like that, or they saw something, another city, they saw some giants, it just makes me think that maybe they took that shroom or whatever they took, and they started tripping, and they started seeing that, and they recorded it, came back, and hey, look, this is what I saw. And when they try to go back, it wasn't there. That's just one of those things that sometimes I think.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I think that drugs had to do with certain things that people see. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's what not all the things that people say about, but that's kind of one of the things that I kind of believe in. You know what I mean?
Right on.
The reason why I saw this is because, and then what he ate was a mushroom
Yeah,
that he didn't know about. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's something that I think about sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's what
pretty-
I believe.
That's interesting. So what do you know about night vision?
Like the glasses or just night vision? In
Yeah,
general?
like night vision goggles. Like
that you can see at night, green, but like you can see more. Than
okay,
what-
so you know it's notorious like for being green.
Mhm.
Have you ever? So you've never like looked through a pair or
I
anything?
haven't. Man.
So, I mean that stuff. I mean it's experimental back in like World War II.
Yes.
You know, it's still being refined, but it exists. It exists on like such a caveman level of an infrared light and basically a camera and probably like a semi truck battery. Basically, it's a whole setup just for night vision. Not like how people would envision it today, like just two binoculars kind of or a monocular. It's not like that back then.
Yeah.
So still experimental like in World War II, being refined. 60s, okay, Vietnam. They're still experimenting with night vision, and it can play. I mean, it plays a big part. It's think about guerrilla warfare, fighting Viet Cong,
Yeah.
and then you can see at night and fight at night, and they can't.
Yeah.
That's an edge. That's a big edge. So not in one, but in certain cases, there were issued red filtered night vision. Okay. So then they're giving it to people on helicopters.
Yeah.
and specifically accounts from door gunners
Okay.
on Huey's. And so there's a bunch of different stories of them flying, and the door gunners are going crazy, just shooting everywhere,
Okay.
constantly, nonstop, freaking out, screaming, like losing their mind
Mhm.
because they're saying what they're seeing through this red filtered night vision. They're seeing flying demons around, they're seeing creatures everywhere, you know. And so the theory is with the red filtered night vision is that you can see into a different dimension that's all around us right now that we can't see.
Yeah.
And that's could be, and there's a lot of stories, man. There's a lot of guys that made different like reports and accounts about that
They saw things that they need to see.
that nobody else can see
Could
looking
see.
through this red filtered night vision. But guess what? After that happened,
Yeah.
it went away forever.
Really?
There is no red filtered night vision anywhere that you could find.
I'm gonna have to find one now. Let's make one.
I don't. We probably could try.
Yeah. Just go to what was that place called? We'll go to Hobby Lobby. Hey, we want to make this.
You need an infrared light at a caveman level, an infrared light, red lenses, and a camera.
Dude, my cousin, he sent me a video of fairies. Dude, you don't know anything about fairies, do you? Because I don't know anything about.
I don't
these.
know a lot about fairies.
Because he showed me a video, dude, and it was like a door. Okay, a ring camera.
Mhm.
They just started seeing little balls, little light balls just flying around. You know what I'm saying? Singing, and then as they were singing, you know what I'm saying, they disappeared. And then I was like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call that. I don't know what that would be called, but it was through a ring camera, a phone camera,
Doorbell.
a doorbell camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I'm not gonna say I don't believe it or anything, but I mean that's
duh. And then another one, skinwalkers, bro. You don't know nothing, but dude, a skinwalker is what? What is that? Is that like a zombie?
no. It's an Indian, or sorry, not Indian. It's a mythical Native American demon
Oh,
conjured by medicine people that are like performing curses
Uh-huh.
and summoning, basically demons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was because they talk about just all over the.
Yeah,
This one's all over the internet, but I'm just like Skywalker. I mean, skinwalker.
yeah, that's a pretty popular term, and that one's a real serious, real dangerous creature right there.
Where do you find them?
Like on reservations and stuff like
That's
that.
what I
and
figured. That's why I've seen most
medicine
of those.
people that do bad medicine
That's what I've seen.
can conjure those.
I've seen stuff like that where I've seen videos where that's where they find them.
So where you really see videos where people are walking around in the woods and they hear like a woman screaming, like bloody murder.
Or a man be like,
And so they say when you hear it, if you hear it, that's kind of like the warning, and you should just run away.
mm,
You shouldn't go investigate. So if you're in the woods and you're like, oh, I hear a woman screaming, I should go help.
yeah.
No, you're done. That's the people that go in the woods and they're never seen again.
What was the? I was gonna talk something about that. No, okay. This was a creepy. Like it was a dude running, as a man running.
Mhm.
He runs, goes behind a tree, and then turns into a deer, just like that.
Yeah, skinwalker.
That's a skinwalker. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was running, just deer.
Yeah, and they don't have to be like. They can be like any kind of animal too.
Really.
Mm-hmm. They could just be like dogs or cats too. They can be birds. Yeah, and I think what's popular too is the deer and like
it's a deer.
antlers on like antler and deer head on something that doesn't belong on,
What do you mean?
like a person.
First.
Mm-hmm.
Well, say it again. There's a what now?
Or like a deer that has human feet.
Oh, I've never seen
That
that.
too.
I have never seen. I didn't know that's what it would have. Would it be dead deer or just a deer walking?
Like if you saw a deer and then it had like hands or something, or just feet,
I've never seen that.
like a
dude.
person.
That's
Yeah,
creepy,
skinwalker.
dude. That's scary. I don't know. We're gonna go find one now. I wonder.
Fuck, you're going without me. I won't mess around with that.
We'll be like, help! All right, no. Put your cape on, buddy. Here's your gun.
No chance, man. No chance.
It'll be like, turn around. Noah. You're over there, like in the distance, just running.
I'll cripple you, man. I'll break your ankle or something and run away.
Oh man. You got anything else that you can think about? Do you think
Talking about deer, I almost hit like 10 deer 2 nights ago.
10 deer. Where were you at?
I was on 809, FM 809, coming from Wildorado. So it's like in between here and Friona, basically.
We have deer.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a lot of deer around here.
Really? Oh, well, I know we're here, but I didn't know between there. Really?
Oh yeah, it was like I think it was like 2 a.m, and I was driving, and I was in my lane, and in my lane a deer walked in the road, and then so I swerved a little bit to the left lane and didn't necessarily slow down yet. When I swerved to the other lane, there was like 6 fucking deer in that lane, and they just set this one out to get hit first, to see if it was safe, and these fucking assholes were over here. And I missed every single deer, dude. Some of them went for it. Some of them stayed. I slammed on the fucking brakes. I went fucking right, left, right. I missed every deer. It was fucking crazy.
Literally on the road?
Oh, yeah.
On the road?
Wow. I was going 82 miles an hour.
Whoa. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always go 82 too, but I've never seen deer.
Don't go at nighttime. Don't go at fucking nighttime.
2 a.m, I'll keep in mind. I didn't know that. I knew we have deer. Somewhat.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't know we had, because I've seen like one dead deer on the road. But
yeah, you see one every now and then.
But I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know we had like that kind of deer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought we had like more deer north of where we live, like north, just over there, that area.
Oh no, for sure, dude. Yeah, especially you start looking in kind of left and right on 809.
Yeah.
Man, it's like it's not rough country, but that's like for real serious country though.
Yeah. So next thing you know, you hit one and then it just starts walking.
Yeah, right. Or it fucking stands up after
and it just stares at you, and then it turns its neck, just like The Exorcist. A deer.
I'd probably just kill myself after seeing.
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Like, not even give them the chance. Yeah.
You'll never take me. No.
Yeah.
You know anything about the Egyptians, bro? I know you have to know that one because I don't know anything about that one.
About the Egyptians,
the Sphinx and all that.
Man, you're not gonna like my opinion on the Egyptians.
You don't mind because I don't. Oh, dude. I mean, I'm talking about like the conspiracy about all that.
You're not gonna like my opinion on it.
Do you believe it's just people?
Yeah.
Like, you believe it's people too?
Yeah.
I do too, in a way. Because I know they'd be saying, how could it been there? But in my opinion, they be working hard. So I kind of believe they...
Well, what really gets it, or gets most people, I think, is that they think they were just fucking dumb.
Yeah.
They think they were fucking dumb, and they think they didn't have tools or machines. I mean, they fucking did, man. They didn't have machines like how we have machines, but they still had machines.
Okay.
I mean, they obviously knew how to build the pyramids, and they did build the pyramids.
Okay.
They built the pyramids with such precision on the inside.
Okay.
On the inside of the pyramid, there's stones that are so precisely cut and placed that you can't even fit a needle in between them.
Okay.
In between the creases.
So they were hard workers, pretty much.
They were fucking good, man. Yeah.
They were just hard workers, yeah.
They were good, and they tried.
So people be thinking, how did they make this happen?
Yeah.
It makes sense, to be honest. I don't know.
It's just, you say, we have what we have, and we don't build pyramids. It doesn't make sense for us to build pyramids.
Yeah.
We build fucking skyscrapers, and we build we don't build pyramids. So for people who wanted to build pyramids, they found out how to do it, and they found out how to do it well. And that's just the end of it, man.
Yeah.
Aliens didn't help people build the pyramids, and that's kind of lame coming from me, because I'm super for it. I'm really open minded, but some things just aren't. They don't have to be that,
Yeah.
Just because you can't explain it doesn't mean an alien had to help him build it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what if I were to like ask you like, hey, well, what about the pyramids in Mexico? What about the pyramids in Africa? Wherever there's multiple pyramids elsewhere that were built the same way.
There sure are, and they are built very similar. But guess what? What if they all built pyramids and skyscrapers, but all the skyscrapers fell down, and now only the pyramids are left?
Okay. How would they follow earthquakes?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't build skyscrapers as good as they build pyramids.
Okay.
But I mean, when you think about it, I mean, what other structures are there other than pyramids? Like the Romans? The Romans didn't build pyramids.
Yeah, they built
like columns. They used columns, and they used what do you call it? I'm forgetting what kind of stone it was, but they built like columns, and they had statues like carved like it was. You don't say the aliens did that in like for the Roman Empire. They just did it themselves because they were that advanced civilization.
Yeah.
So why can't these other places be advanced civilizations?
That's true. Yeah, that makes more sense, to be honest. Aliens, and they used this. What are those stones? Like man-made stones? What were they called again? You remember what I'm talking about? Stonehenges. I forgot what part of the country, but they're like stoneheads.
Oh, so Stonehenge.
Henge. I can remember.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Stonehenge. Those are different because those rocks that they found with the heads and the bodies buried underneath the ground,
Just
those rocks come from like the other side of the island,
oh.
and that one's
Oh.
fucking trippy because it's just an island,
Uh-huh.
and they took those volcanic rocks or whatever from one side of it all the way to the other side
Really?
just to carve them into heads.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. I just thought, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, they were already there and they just carved it. That's what I thought.
No, they moved
And then
them. Yeah.
and they were saying that, oh, well, they used advanced technology just to do that. And I was like, okay. And they showed 2 photos. One of them was like, again, aliens and
Yeah.
mechanical stuff pushing it that way. And, or they were just super, super strong and they just brought it all over.
I don't
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I don't know how they could have done it.
So that
but,
one makes sense. Where's that at? Do you know what part of the world that's at?
I don't know where part of the world it's on. It's on an island.
It's on an island. Okay.
I forget where the island is off of.
The head, right? It's
Yes.
a different country, right? Something like that. I want to go one day. We're gonna go. We're
Okay.
gonna be rich one day, and we're just gonna hey, let's just take a trip. We're gonna be like, okay,
I'm down to go before I'm rich. I think that'll be sooner.
sooner.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool, man. I think I had one. There's one more I wanted to talk about.
go for it.
I don't even know what it was called. He was telling me he has a list, and I'm like, I was just asking my cousin. I was like, hey, man, real quick, because there's so many conspiracies. Oh my gosh. Do you know anything about the recent alien in what do you call it? Florida? Do you ever hear about that at all?
The one where they took the video and it's supposed to be behind the fence.
Well, do you believe that though?
I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen I really did look into it for a long time,
Oh, did you?
and I think it's plausible. But I think the video that they took, I mean, it's total shit.
So you don't think it's real? Huh?
No, I think it could be real. I mean, it's not very often you get. There's a difference between crackheads
Mhm.
and people that actually see something.
Okay.
Because in my experience, when you see something that you're not supposed to see,
Mhm.
your brain really doesn't make sense of it,
Okay.
and you don't know how to accept it. Like you can't just be rational about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And crackheads say all kinds of out of pocket things, and they're who they are. Their brains are damaged. They're messed up.
Yeah.
So you say like, oh, those people are like drug addicts or something. They're crackheads. You know, don't believe them. That's not who these people are. I mean, and they're not acting either, because you can't really act out that certain emotion, and that's the kind of an emotion I think if you've ever seen something you're not supposed to, something really traumatic,
Yeah.
you kind of can recognize that emotion, and it's pretty distinct. So I think those people, especially their 911 call, I've listened to it before and I've seen all their shitty ass videos, but yeah, I think that one was legit. I think it really happened.
So you think that happened?
There was even cops that said it happened.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought it was just
Because they called the cops for the cops to get there, and when the cops are on their way there, they can see stuff in the sky happening.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just something on the floor doing something, but nobody wants to talk about it.
So the people that called 911, they even like they say they saw people when it crashed. They said they saw people come out of the UFO, or not people, but they saw aliens.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody said in the video where the fence is,
Mhm.
and like it's real bright with the flash, they said you can see an alien behind the fence.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it in all kinds of contrast, and people edit it for trying to see proof.
Yeah.
It's a bad video, and it's just there's nothing behind the fence.
Oh, okay. I don't know what. I just see something. Everyone's running, and I don't. People be posting stuff made up. You know what I'm saying? They be posting like freaking somebody editing some giant creature all blurry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, okay, we're in 2024, so I think cameras are a little bit advanced. Our personal cameras are a little bit advanced, so it kind of makes sense.
Unless you use Android.
Yeah.
So those, I think that one was a legitimate a UFO crashed.
Okay.
And those people saw it. There's another video where, I mean, it's kind of older already. Uh-huh. It's not that old, but it's a video from NASA apparently that saw a UFO like stealing or refueling with the actual sun with plasma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how real that one is. I just saw that one the other day, but it's an older video.
There's just so many questions to ask.
What do you think about those aliens in Mexico?
What happened?
The one where they like put on a whole trial for those aliens in Mexico.
Apparently that was fake, I think, or someone claimed that was fake, and that person that talks about stuff like that makes up stuff. So I think that I don't really believe in that one.
Well, they did like an MRI on the bones, and everybody said the bones were fake and from different animals. And then I don't know what you call a bone. I don't know what you call a bone doctor, but somebody who specializes in bones said that they weren't put together.
Yeah. Oh,
they said that they go together, but they weren't put there.
Well,
like nobody pieced it together and made it out of different bones.
Well, I don't know.
You got to check that one out. Check that one out.
Because I just looked at because I found about it and I was like, oh, it's real. And then someone was like, these people are known for making fake content or something like that. And then that's why I was like, okay, well, debunked. I'm not worried about it now. But now that you tell me this, so it's
maybe,
like,
man. I mean, check it out because think about it. Like if our government gave you something like that, it's like that's such a shock factor that you just don't even care. Mm-hmm. So think about it. They put that out there, and just because it's in Mexico, people just don't care.
Yeah.
They won't give it a second look.
They have some crazy stuff in Mexico, I believe.
And it could still be fake. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we never truly know. It just makes you wonder, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The conspiracies and everything they say, it just makes you wonder. Anyways, no, we're going to wrap it up here, man. Is there anything you want to say to anybody? Is there anything you want to
Man, for sure, I got to shout out Julian.
Julian?
For sure.
We love you, Julian.
We do love you. Much love. Hope you're still listening to Playboys.
Oh, man. Thank you to my cousin, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in, man. I'll see you back next time, Noah.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. All right. You have a good day, man. Thank you.